babies? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi beautiful faces. My name is Kayla. You can call me Kay, you can call me Kay, but it's definitely up to you. If you're new to my channel, you ain't never heard of your girl, go ahead and make sure you turn the subscribe button gray because we don't like red over here. Okay. Today we're getting straight into the video. This is going to be the Q&A for your first time Mama K. And if you're interested, make sure you stay tuned and watch the entire thing. And we're going to get straight into the video. Alright. I was so excited to film this video and I wanted to do it in front of my diaper wall. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is a little different. I'm sitting in the hallway, but this diaper wall is iconic. I am so thankful for my entire support system, my family, my friends, everyone that has shown up for me. We have not had to buy a pack of diapers yet. We did some exchange and we did go exchange some diapers yesterday, but we are getting straight into these questions. I do have them on my phone, so I will be looking down at my notes, but I'll try my best to look at you guys. I am so grateful for all of the questions, comments, and concerns, all of the love and support that you guys have been showing me on my channel. We are at about almost, if not, okay, we're at almost 3,600 of you guys, and that does not go unnoticed. I really love you guys with all my heart. I love creating content, and I'm going to keep doing this because this is what I want to do, and this is my passion. I've been at this consistently for about 5 years almost. From Vlogtober, Vlogmas, my series, this new series, Mama Milestones. I'm just so excited for this new chapter and this new season of life. And I love that I'm getting to share that with you guys. So I'm just so thankful I had to say that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these questions. Starting with labor experience and preparation. Now, these questions I got a lot during my third trimester, and after I brought baby girl home after delivery. Like, I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of people that reached out to me and checked on me and baby girl, and just, again, I'm thankful for everyone that checked on me. I'm thankful for all the congratulations, all the love. I love that you guys love me and my baby, and I'm so thankful for that. And if you're preparing, expecting, or in preparation, nesting, any of those, do those ahead of time while you have the time, because once it's here, and you're going full force into mama mode. My first question, or my first set of questions, is going to be labor experience and preparation. So I would truly suggest listening to your bodies, ladies. If you're in your third trimester, nesting, or preparing for labor already, this is your body already telling your mind that you're preparing for a baby or giving birth. So take that with no grain of salt. Literally start nesting ahead of time. If you can do it earlier, go ahead and get started, because your body is eventually going to catch up to your mind, and it's going to let your body know, okay, we're getting ready to have a baby, and you'll be ready to push. Being induced, my labor was more so planned. And you do have different stages of labor. You have active labor, which you're about 3 to 4 centimeters. You know, you're feeling contractions. And then you have early, well, that's early labor. Then you have active labor when you're typically, you know, further along, maybe 5, 6 centimeters. You know, you're getting closer to your cervix softening, opening up before you're ready to push. So, you know, you have stages of labor. And in active labor, some of my contractions I honestly didn't even feel. So I know it'll be harder maybe at home, so just keep that in mind. Labor as long as you can at home, because once you make it to the hospital, if you're not being induced, once you hit 5, 6 centimeters, 7 centimeters, this is when you're going to start to want that medication. This is when your body's going to start actually getting intense, tensing up, feeling those motions and things like that. So keep that in mind. But luckily I was at the hospital. I went through all my centimeters at the hospital, and I had support. I was offered the medication, I was offered this, and I was offered that. Got the birthing ball. I got to breathe through it for as long as possible until I needed the medicine. But I'm not sure how to answer that because I did labor at the hospital for 27 hours. My next question is, did your water break naturally, or did you have to get it broke? Or did they have to break it? They had to break my water. So my water didn't naturally break. even going through the different doses of medicine in my cervix did start to open. It did start to soften, and it was already softened thanks to my raspberry leaf tea and just the preparations that I took at home before. But my water did not break, and we did struggle to break my water. It took about 3 tries before my water actually broke, and it was maybe the most painful thing that I experienced because I wasn't medicated, and I went through cervix check after cervical check every 3 to 4 hours after taking those doses of medication. And they just didn't prepare me for it. And that tool, hopefully it's not as bad for you if you have to experience it, but I definitely say it was intense. What did early labor feel like versus actual labor? Earlier on, again, I didn't feel any of my contractions for the most part. I had to ask my nurse if I was contracting, and she told me when I was, and that I had been contracting since I've been there. I had quite a few, maybe 3 or 4 that I didn't know that I didn't detect, but the machine did pick them up, so she was able to say, well, you know, you had one maybe like 30 minutes ago. Since you've been here, you had several small ones, XYZ. Now, when actual labor started and I was further along, maybe 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, they were kind of getting more intense, and at this point I was having to breathe through them. You know, I was feeling emotions, and I was a little nervous, and it was getting real because I knew then, like, my body was catching up to everything, and my body was paying attention, and it knew that I was in labor. So that's how I kind of knew the difference. The further along I got, the more intense the actual contractions got. What was the most unexpected part about labor? Laboring as long as I did, honestly. When I was told at my last doctor's appointment I was 38 weeks that I was going to be induced, I did not expect to go in 39 weeks and still not see any progression with my dilation. I literally was barely a fingertip dilated, and that's exactly what they told me at the hospital. They wanted to say that I wasn't dilated at all. So when I say I started from ground zero until no cervix, that's where I started. So once I got that first dose of medication, I barely saw any progression. I only dilated 1 centimeter. So I had to get another dose. And then, you know, I saw 2, 2.5. Then I got another dose. Then I saw 3, got checked maybe 2 hours later. Then I got to 4 throughout the night. She checked me constantly, but I was still 4 centimeters dilated. So until that next day, August 17th, is when I knew, you know, your cervix is gone, you're completely dilated, I feel hair, XYZ. So that was the, you know, most unexpected part to me. I expected the labor cramps, and I expected the contractions to get intense. You know, I was ready to go through that, and I went as long as I could. I'm surprised at myself, actually, unexpectedly. I didn't think I would go as long as I did, you know, but I originally wanted to do a natural birth. So I was excited to feel all of those things. The next question is, did you have a birth plan and did everything go accordingly to plan? Birth plans, okay? No. If you want a birth plan, definitely make one. I have one in my notes, so I'll put it on the screen. I had a plan going in, but when my nurse asked me about it, you know, I told her I just wanted a safe delivery, and I wanted to make sure mommy was safe, and I told her to lean on my partner. I said, if I'm unable to talk, please listen to him. But other than that, I'm fine as long as you guys talk me through everything. And I'm very grateful that I had great nurses because they did exactly what I asked. I didn't do the playlist. I didn't have dim lighting. You know, I wanted lights on. I was filming for the most part and trying to make content for you guys for reasons like this. And I'm grateful that I chose that route because for the most part, every doctor, every nurse that touched me and my baby, they talked me through everything. If my mom had questions, if he had questions, they answered them on the spot. So birth plans, my birth went according to plan because in God's plan, my baby's here, she's healthy, and so is mom. And that's all I wanted. But my birth plan, I did not really follow. What helped you stay calm through contractions? Breathing, prayer, and my partner. Those 3 things helped me the most. So I did hold my baby's hand when it was time to push. And I also had a nurse next to me. She also was very comforting, and my mom was in my other ear. So all of them surrounding me definitely helped with those contractions and pushing. But throughout the night contracting, once I hit about 3.5 centimeters dilated, I had to breathe. I was breathing through it and repositioning myself. If you are lucky enough to go natural, as long as I did, please just reposition and continuously move. If you can get up and walk, walk. If you can get the birth ball, the peanut ball, get those. If you're used to doing the yoga ball at home, stretching or any of those things, go ahead and do them while you're in the hospital. That definitely helped. Being still and stagnant in one position is what made me feel them the most. I know you're gonna be hooked up to monitors and everything, but they will take those off. If you need to go to the restroom, they're gonna take them off. If you want a break, say you gotta go to the restroom. I literally, every time I went to the restroom, I would linger around, and when they would come back in, I would let them know what I want to do next. Like, I want to move on this side, or you know, I want the birth ball, I'm gonna stretch, I want to walk around for a little bit, and then I would get hooked back up to the machines and lay back in bed, reposition myself, and prepare for the next wave of contractions. Literally how I managed that. How did your partner or support person help during labor? He listened to me, he watched out for me for sure, and anything I needed, he asked me how I was doing, what I needed, what I was feeling. He asked me if he wanted me to be next to him, or if he needed to be next to me, if I wanted him next to me. You know, he was very present, so I appreciate that, and so is my mom. And just talking to the nurses when I couldn't talk, they would talk, and that's all I needed. How long were you in labor in total? 27 hours. I went in at 4 a.m. August 16th for my induction, and I did not see progression in dilation, so I was there overnight with several doses of medication in my cervix to get my cervix to open up and to begin the labor process. And then I finally got my epidural later on in the night before I went to bed. And August 17th, my baby girl was here at 7:12 a.m. So over 24 hours for sure. Last question for this section was, what was your first thought when you realized it was go time? I was nervous as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had anticipated this moment for so long. I treated it like the first day of school, had my bags packed, my backpack by the door. I was ready, but when it was time to push, I got very nervous. I was a little overstimulated. I was hot because I hadn't practiced pushing. So if you can practice pushing, practice pushing. If you have a doula, a midwife, or anything like that, I would definitely work on those things with them because I know they specialize in those. Or even watching some videos, go ahead and just do your research, because when it came to pushing, the best thing I can say is what they told me. It's gonna be like trying to use the restroom. So when people say they poop on their babies or they poop when they were giving labor, it's because you're literally pushing like you're using the bathroom. So try for that. Try pushing at home. Just go ahead and practice, you know. At least you'll be in the comfort of your home instead of in the moment of pushing and you don't know what you're doing. The next section that I have sectioned off is going to be labor and pain management. And the first question that I got is, did you get an epidural or go natural, and how was the experience? I got the epidural, and I do have a story time on my channel, and I have my actual labor and delivery vlog where I have a lot of key points in there that are highlighted throughout the video. But with the epidural, I did get it, and I got it right after I hit about 3.5 centimeters dilated. I definitely recommend it if you have a low tolerance for pain, which I do. So my experience was great. I was nervous, of course. It is a pretty long needle, but again, my doctors talked me through everything, so I was grateful for that. What pain management methods actually worked for you? Breathing. I looked up breathing techniques on TikTok, and I saved some of those videos in my camera roll, and I also saved them in the app. And I could go back to those and practice my breathing, and breathing and prayer are the only things that really got me through the entire experience. So I definitely recommend that. I did take pain medication through my IV, and then of course I got the epidural. Were you scared at the point or at any point, and how did you push through it? My support person. My support person was very encouraging. My partner was there with me through the entire experience. My mom did later on come in, and she was also just very encouraging, because of course I'm her only child, and this is my first child, my only baby, her grandbaby. So just having them there, they helped me push through. I'm not gonna say I had scary moments. It was just a very surreal experience, and they helped me prepare for it. And the next question was, what position did you deliver in and what was most comfortable? So I delivered in a throne position, so I was sitting up in the bed, and the bed at the bottom like was completely detachable, so I was able to push and have my legs up, so like a sit-up position, and I had to hold underneath like the back of my knee. And I will say that was very comfortable. Gravity does help a lot with this position, but I know there are other positions like delivering on all fours and things like that that I was willing to try, and that's originally what was in my birth plan. However, I did like the throne position. I did have the epidural, so I think this is just maybe one of the safer routes, or being on your side. So I would look into those. Again, TikTok definitely helped me figure out what position I wanted to be in. Did I have any tearing or any stitches, and how was recovery? So I did not have any tearing, but I did have to get like 4 small stitches because of the actual delivery of my baby. I had some rubbing from her hair to happen, so I got those 4 stitches just to help with some bleeding after delivering. And the recovery, I would say, went pretty well. My partner has been helping me check and keep watch on those. Using a restroom and aftercare definitely were easy, so I got really lucky with my situation. Next question is, if you could change one thing about your delivery experience, what would it be? I honestly wouldn't change anything. I enjoyed my hospital stay. My nurses were funny. The one nurse that told me that they specialize in delivering babies, and this, wasn't a hotel experience. Everything, I would have kept it as is, honestly. So the next section of questions that I have is the moment that baby arrived. The first question I got was, what was your first reaction when you saw your baby? Honestly, my partner would say that I wasn't all the way together, like I wasn't present, but honestly, I was just in disbelief. Some days I still wake up in disbelief that I actually have a baby, that I'm actually a mom and going through motherhood already. But I was very happy. It did bring me to tears, and I didn't think I would cry, but I just felt this big sense of relief, like what I had been carrying for 9 months was finally here, and I got to see her. The next question is, did you cry right away, or were you just in shock? I was definitely in shock. I didn't cry immediately, but of course, after delivering a baby, they're working on the baby, I'm looking over, I'm in shock, and I'm just trying to gather my thoughts and process everything. And then my mama asked me, was I okay? And I was like, I just feel lighter. And I did. I was very happy. Next question was, who was in the room when your baby arrived? It was only me, my partner, and my mom. Did skin to skin happen right away? No. So skin to skin is not going to happen immediately after you give the baby. And I did deliver here in Memphis, Tennessee at Babez East. And I will say, they're going to get baby together first. So after delivery, they're going to clamp the umbilical cord, get them over to be weighed. If you do request that they do the drops in the eyes, everything that they suggested for baby girl, I did go ahead and get at the hospital. I know she got like maybe 2 shots. She did see a pediatrician later on in the day, things like that. They did her first bath. So right after delivery, they're gonna do the clamping. They're gonna weigh her or him and, get their body regulated under the warm light. They're gonna swaddle them lightly, get a diaper on them, things like that. So they did all of those things first, and my fiance was right next to her, paying attention, watching over her, and the nurses were all, explaining everything to us. And then after that, they asked me, was I ready? My mom asked me that little question. I said I felt lighter. Everybody laughed in the room. And then skin to skin happened. So I would say maybe roughly 5 to 10 minutes happened before skin to skin. What was the first thing you did? No. What was the first thing you said to your baby? I don't even know. I'm not even gonna hold you. It might have been something funny. The next section I have, and this is the last section of questions. This was about recovery and reflection, and the first question I got was, how was your first 24 hours postpartum? Honestly, great. After I got out that hospital, it was up. your mama got home. Your mama did everything she wanted to do. I had roast already cooked from the night before, and that is what I got to eat when I got home. I had my roasted potatoes again. My mom came over. The house was clean. I came to a clean home. I made sure the vibes were very good and set because I knew what I wanted to come home to, and that is what I got to enjoy. So again, when it comes to nesting, take advantage of your nesting era, mamas. So that is how my first 24 hours went. It went pretty smooth. Baby girl has been pretty easy and good to me. And the first 24 hours, of course, it's gonna be a lot of feedings, a lot of small feedings, of course, like cluster feedings, and it was fine. Honestly, I'm a night owl. The nighttime didn't bother me. It was just getting the rhythm of things, but other than that, smooth sailings. The next question I got was, what did you pack in your hospital bag that you actually used? And my hospital bag, I used my Prairie bottle. If you have a preference for your Prairie bottle, make sure you take that one. The one that I used, I did include pictures of it in my last video, and I'll try to put another picture on the screen. But I have the Freedom Mom Prairie bottle with the little hook, and it's not just straight up. I definitely recommend that one, especially if you maybe have tearing or stitches. Like I said, I did have 4 small stitches, and I did kind of experience some bleeding, lightly bleeding throughout my 6 weeks, and I used my Prairie bottle my whole 6 weeks. At some point, I still pick it up because it's just really good. I really recommend it, 10 out of 10. That is one thing I would pack again if I had to do this all over again. What's something you wish you packed but didn't? My Polaroid. I literally included this in every other vlog to prepare my hospital bag, and I still forgot it. That is the only thing I wish I would have took that I forgot. How was your first shower after delivery? I wanted to shower immediately. Now, they did clean me up and get me clean enough, which is fine. They checked my bleeding throughout the night, things like that. Made sure I used the restroom, and I used their Prairie bottle to the fullest. But when I got to take my first shower, it was great. But the shower I took at home, I took an everything shower, and it was 10 out of 10. How long was your stay in the hospital? 2 days. After that, we left as soon as we could leave. It was before noon the next day, because you do have to stay another night with the baby. Just to make sure you get those 2 dirty diapers. Feedings are good. You're able to go to the restroom assisted, things like that. But I'm sure it's different with every hospital. And the next question I got is, would you do anything differently next time? Honestly, no. Induction was not bad. I would be inducing again. I would love to go through a natural labor, but you know, I think I'm one and done. So it's not gonna be a next time, unless that's in God's plan, but that's for another day. So thank you, babes, also so much for tuning in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button, give this video a big thumbs up. Drop all your comments down below. If there's anything else you want me to touch bases on, or a question I forgot, maybe I didn't see it, I'm sorry. It's been so many comments and so much love, and I'm so thankful for that. So if I didn't get around to your questions, feel free to drop those down below in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, you ain't never heard of your girl, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn the subscribe button gray, because we don't like red over here, okay? And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.